Hey everybody, Derek here from Bomb Socks with a new week of Bomb Bites where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. Hey, just a quick note here. This week for Bomb Bites, we are only going to do 2 episodes, okay? We're going to do today and next time. We're starting to slow down a little bit, spend some more time with our families. We're finishing up this year. So just 2 for this week, and then the following week we are going to do 1 episode, and that'll be a Monday's episode for the Christmas week. So just so you are aware, and then that following week after that, we are coming back with a full week of Bomb Bites as we are starting the Old Testament. So just so you know, as we're coming up right here. So for this week's Come Follow Me, I want to show you a picture of the plan of salvation. Okay, you've seen so many different versions of the plan. If you were to Google search plan of salvation, have fun for the next several days. There's some great pictures here. But this is just kind of a generic one right here. Maybe not my favorite one, but it's one that I think is fine if it shows kind of the geographical nature of the plan of salvation. So the one part of this plan I want to focus on is this right here, the premortal existence. Okay, you guys remember it well, right? Okay, we don't. But you go back to the premortal life, and one of the big elements of the premortal life was what was called the war in heaven. Okay. Now, one of the coolest things to read in the scriptures, if you go to the war in heaven in the Bible dictionary, it is very, very instructive. In fact, I would invite you here just to pause the video and go read about war in heaven, and you're going to see what it has to do with this week's Come Follow Me. So take a few minutes and read it, and we'll come back and I'll point out one thing for you. Okay, so you saw how instructive that is, how it talked about how just what the issues were, how to gain salvation, who was going to be the Savior, all of that. Now, one of the things I thought was so interesting here is this statement here. The warfare is continued in mortality in the conflict between right and wrong, between the gospel and false principles. The same contestants and the same issues, meaning who's going to be the Savior? How do you gain salvation? All of those things. Agency. The same contestants and the same issues are doing battle, and the same salvation is at stake, which basically means that the war in heaven has changed battlegrounds from there to here. Now, with that in mind, let me show you a quote from Elder Holland. He said, Satan or Lucifer or the father of lies, call him what you will, is real, the very personification of evil. His motives are in every case malicious. He convulses at the appearance of redeeming light. What a great statement. And at the very thought of truth. He is eternally opposed to the love of God, to the atonement of Jesus Christ, and the work of peace and salvation. He will fight against these whenever and wherever he can. He knows he will be defeated and cast out in the end, but he is determined to take down with him as many others as he possibly can. All right? Now, with that in mind, check out this crew right here. I believe I'm familiar with them. Okay, that is my family right there. My wife and I in the middle right now, my beautiful wife Rochelle. I've got my daughter Haley over just to the right of me, a couple over there. My daughter Cammie is right next to my wife right there. Our man-child Adam over there in the pink hoodie. And then I got my twins Paul and Sam over on the corner. Yes, those are twins. They are different as night and day, but they are my twins. And then you got our guy Ben right there, right by Haley and I. So that is the Crimmon family. Now, let me tell you right now, this is not a perfect family, okay? We have struggles. We just like every other family, we have issues, we have struggles, we fight about things, we don't get along sometimes, we tolerate one another. We, like every other family out there, struggles, okay? Now, one thing to remember about this plan of salvation that we talked about earlier, the family is central to the Creator's plan for the eternal destiny of his children. That is something that is so important to understand. Now, if you were Satan, which again is a horrible question, I know, posing the question, if you were Satan, you would want to destroy this unit, right? If the family is central to the Creator's plan for the eternal destiny of his children, it is the heart of God's plan, then you're going to go right after the heart. You're not going to go after the arm or the leg. You're going to go right after what is central. Now, one important verse to understand, go to Doctrine and Covenants, section 76, verse 29. So in this verse it says, Wherefore he maketh war with the saints of God, and encompasseth them round about. So if you want to have a place in the celestial kingdom with your family, you are going to have to do battle with the adversary on a daily basis. Now, if you think about this, what are some things right now that Satan is using to attack the family? This could be an interesting discussion for you and your family to be able to see what issues, what challenges, and what things he is using. They may not even be things that originate with him. They may be things that just we struggle with because we live on a fallen earth, or we have other issues going on. But what are some things that Satan is capitalizing on to try to destroy the family? So that could be something you could talk about here. Well, throughout the ages, evil forces have attacked the family. Why do you suppose Satan is so obsessed with its dissolution, or the dissolving of it? Now, this is interesting because it stands for everything he wants and cannot have. He cannot be a husband, a father, or a grandfather. He cannot have posterity now or ever. Satan cannot even keep those he has led away from God. He has no eternal kingdom or inheritance. So you can see it represents everything that he cannot have, and he is bent on the destruction of the family, and he's going to try to mess with your family as much as he can. So what I want to do is, since we're talking about war, we need some battle strategies, okay? So I've got battle strategies for perfect families. Now, as soon as you hear that, you're like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's cross that out. We're not looking for perfect, because that is not going to happen until all of us are long dead on the other side, resurrected. Perfection is not going to happen while on this earth to you or your family. So how about battle strategies for successful families? Well, even then, success is determined in so many different ways. And there's even quotes that suggest that I don't know if God expects us to be successful on things, which is interesting because we sometimes think we have to be successful. And there's a lot of struggles there that we have. So I'm not even going to put successful. But what I am going to put is battle strategies for functioning families. You want to be able to function properly. You want to be able to work together on things. So the thing that I think is so cool about this is go back to the Book of Mormon for a minute. You go to Captain Moroni, okay? Captain Moroni held up this wonderful title of liberty, tore part of his coat and wrote on there, in memory of our God, our religion and freedom, and our peace, our wives and our children. And what he did is he fastened that to a pole, and that became a standard. So I really believe that the strategy for functioning families today is this proclamation here. This is the family, and it is a proclamation to the world. And so tomorrow, I want to focus a little bit more on this, how you can study it as a family. And again, remember, we're just doing 2 episodes this week. But tomorrow, we're going to go in and have you look at this a little bit and see how this can help your family function a little bit better. So anyway, hope that helps you guys out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for sharing these messages. Please go check out our amazing gospel theme socks at bombsocks.com. And you guys have a great day. See you tomorrow. Godspeed. Bye-bye.